Good evening, vampires, werewolves, and all other nocturnal beings. Welcome to Tiddies By Night, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play run entirely by creatures of marginalized genders and presented by Tabletop Tiddies. My name is Kelly, my pronouns are they, them, and I will be your storyteller for tonight. But before we get into the episode, we want to acknowledge the colonial history of Canada and how Canada has and continues to take from Indigenous people. The effects of colonization are still felt to this day, and we acknowledge that this episode is being recorded on the stolen lands of the Secwepemc, Semiahmoo, Katzie, Kwantlen, Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coast Salish First Nations. If you would like to know more about the effects of colonization and support some Indigenous charities and organizations, you can go to the resources page on our website at tabletoptiddies.com/resources. And tomorrow, Thursday the 30th, is officially National Day for Truth and Reconciliation in Canada. So it's no better time to go check out that resources page and see what you can do to help. On that note, I am joined by the investigators of the occult and unusual.
Hello, my name is Emily Matchette. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Imogen Wright, the Salubri, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlene Bear. You can call me Char. My pronouns are she, they. I play Octavia Smith, the blind Tremere, whose pronouns are she, her, with her loving guide dog Prophet.
Woof.
He, him.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Rachel Theilade. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Evelyn Stormloft, the Nosferatu, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Somehow we always forget this part.
Sorry. I was looking at Evelyn's art and I got mystified.
That's honestly okay.
We are using Sirenscape. Once we're done our player intros, you may hear a song or two, some feet walking in snow, some sword clangs. Who knows what we'll get up to? All of these sounds are used via Sirenscape to help make our stream more atmospheric. It's free, and you can use it too at sirenscape.com.
And we're going to be doing a Twitch shout out tonight, like every night. Tonight we're shouting out the Nat 30s. The Nat 30s are a group of Massachusetts-based friends in their beautiful, all-natural 30s, playing D&D and other games, encouraging viewer participation and offering weekly and monthly giveaways, living at the whim of their toddlers and fur babies. They stream Tuesdays and Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with some extra streams sprinkled in throughout the week. Be sure to check them out at twitch.tv/thenat30s and on social media at nat30s. Hashtag 30 is the new 20.
Thank God. Possible triggers for this episode: ghosts, lack of human empathy, and gaslighting, as well as vampire stuff, cannibalism, all those things, not being able to walk over running water. Our players use lines and veils. Why are you giving me that look?
Is it because I made a slurping sound?
Maybe?
I don't know.
Why'd you make a slurping sound?
Because they were talking about cannibalism and blood, and we're vampires.
Oh.
We use lines and veils, so I have a whole list of hard nose and soft nose for this series. And if at any point something goes too far, my players can use the X card. They can message me. They can say to stop, and the scene will just simply stop. All canon changed, and no harm, no foul. I advise you to use it in your home games. It makes playing with people fun and not stressful as fuck. What?
Is it supposed to be fun?
Oh, no.
We've been doing it wrong.
Doing it all wrong.
I mean, it's vampire, so
Depression.
yeah.
Seriousness. Edgy.
No fun.
Speaking of which,
Only dork.
previously on Tiddies by Night, Evelyn had a bit of a flashback to her pre-embrace nights about 100 years ago. We learned that she had been witness to the infamous Springheel Jack herself, who had taken a sick liking to her. She was nearly murdered before another admirer stepped in and stopped him. Evelyn was tracked down to her home, where she had her first face-to-face encounter with her soon-to-be sire. Meanwhile, back in the present, Imogen took a moment to take care of the IOU. With Marguerite gone, things were starting to look a little run down. In the process, Imogen discovered a letter from her aunt. that she's been in Montreal taking care of Imogen's brother and, quote, planting seeds that will last for generations. Octavia and Imogen had a heart-to-heart about the state of the IOU before Evelyn showed up and apparently scared Octavia away? Question mark. Meanwhile, Octavia was on her way to check on her blood supplier, Aiden, who turns out was trying to get in contact with Octavia for almost a month. Their chickens were being plagued by the presence of a ghost. A seance was performed, and the ghost revealed that they were running from someone. Octavia captured the ghost in her new Ghostbuster, but not before it said the name Jack. Back at the IOU, it was discovered that the first Octavia was not the real Octavia, and the crew began investigating.
Give me an Oscar, everyone. I played myself, but not.
Char got
Honestly,
2 extra
though.
blood points for that. Unsure what they were dealing with, but having their assumptions, they decided to pay a visit to the Giovanni. Maybe with the information they have about Alvena's death, they can leverage some help with the current case. Where's my music? Hey, why is everything... There we go. I got it. Never mind. We're good. We're solid. So you stand in front of the Giovanni Estate. Evelyn, you have been here before several months ago. It's excessively large, capable of housing several of the clan members. The surrounding part of the city is also largely controlled by them, either housing their childers or people to feed on. As you approach through the sort of like wrought iron gates, you see the door in front of you actually cracks and opens a bit, but you don't see anybody there. Inside, you see a very dimly lit hall, and it doesn't seem like any sort of like wind permeates, like the temperature difference doesn't seem to occur, so you can tell that it's probably as cold in there as it is outside. And you're sort of just standing there at this door that is opened for you.
I believe, should we knock? I would hate to assume and make this more tense than it needs to be.
I would
Probably
say so.
having good manners to know.
Yes,
don't you think?
I'll knock.
As you go up to knock, the door actually opens up more, and you see a man standing in the doorframe. Evelyn, you would recognize this as Angelo Giovanni, the head of this particular sect of the family. This is also way back in like our second episode. You had seen them having a conversation with someone, and he sort of stands there looking at you all, and he says, "Another coterie come to suck up to us."
Multiple reasons we are here, one of which, obviously, to pay our respects. But I also have some news of which I think you would be interested to know. And you are most deserving of this news, as it involves the fate of your dear daughter. And I think you deserve this information.
As you say that, you see him like step out of the shadows of the home, and he's very well dressed. He got like the nice fineries, like a suit with like the various frills to make you know that it's really fancy. He's got like slick black hair, and just like peach fuzz, or not peach fuzz, but like, hey, what's it called when you shave? Stubble.
There you go.
Just like
5 a.m. shadow?
Yeah, which you would know is perpetually going to be there for eternity. And he says, "What do you know about my daughter?"
I know who killed her. And it is very worrying.
There's like a stare down for a moment as he says,
I remove my mask, by the way, as soon as he answers the door. Like, I'm not hiding anything.
yeah, just like full recognition of who you are. And you can
Yes.
see him like eyeing each of you, just like processing for a moment. "Fine, come in," and gestures you all to come in.
All right. We will head in.
As you enter, this whole area is lit mostly by like ambient light of like the moon coming in and the occasional like candle to light something important. But it is deathly cold in here. There is no heat to speak of, and you can hear just like whispers coming from around the house that just sort of seem to be like permeating throughout the entire place. And he leads you deeper into the estate, and as you walk down a hallway, sort of on the back side of the stairs, you see in another room what appears to be a gathering. There are several kindred in there, sort of like discussing. And this is the room that you could see from the outside, where there's just like probably like 30 or 40 vampires just sort of like jammed into this room, talking in hushed voices. And he says, "Wait here,"
Of course.
and walks over and says, "Valentina, my love, we have guests." And you see a woman walk out in like a very thin looking dress that has just like drapes, almost more like a robe than anything else. And just like sleek, again, just like this sleeked back hair, very just ghostly figures. And she comes out and walks up and says, "What news do you have?"
I have news of who your daughter's killers are. And I think this is something that you deserve to know, but most of our kind in this city need to know.
And this isn't
Because-
another ploy? Something
Oh.
to get into our good graces? I hope.
Absolutely not. You have every right to kick us out if you do not wish us here, but just know that your daughter was killed by the Inquisition.
They just like stare at each other for a moment and look back.
And I am worried for all of you and this city, and I have warned some people about this ahead of time, and if they had listened to me, God,
She like
Damn
puts
it,
her
Lee.
hand up to you. Stop. And like
apologies.
turns around to the others and follow us. And they lead you even yet deeper into the state, finding what is essentially a small study, and leads you all in, and closes the door behind them. Evelyn, you notice Valentina begins to like scratch something into the door with her nails, and then comes and joins you to sit down. And
Do
you're
I
also
notice what she was doing? Like, just scratching? Or does it look like she's, like, etching some sort of, like, ward or something?
it appears to be more wardly.
Okay.
You could do intelligence and occult if you'd wish to try to figure out what it is.
I mean, I can do that. I don't know how well I'm gonna roll, but I will attempt. I have 3 dice. Yeah, I don't know. I got 1 success. I'm not using the willpower on this because I feel like I'm gonna need it soon, so.
Just some dang scratches that look symboled.
I'm sure she doesn't want anybody to hear, so.
Yeah.
Whatever this is obviously secrets.
And they all sort of they both sit down across from you as you all sort of like settle in on a couch, and they say, Angelo speaks up and says, "So the Inquisition is to blame for our daughter's death, you say?"
Yes. I believe both she and my coterie were on the hunt for a similar artifact, and that is how I happened to witness this take place. If I had gotten there sooner, Well, had I not been so far behind her, I would have been able to possibly do something. But if somebody had listened to me in the first place, this wouldn't have been. My apologies. This has been a very trying situation, as I have warned some people in this city about the Inquisition's presence ahead of time, and, well, let's just say things could have been a lot better. And you do not deserve this pain on your house and family,
Such a tragedy.
truly.
I have several questions.
Of course.
First of which artifact are you referring to?
I believe it was.
I look to Octavia to see if she's okay with me divulging this information. I'm
I'll
assuming I would
speak
have to,
up
like-
and say, a
Yes.
doll from the night carnival. Quite an interesting specimen in their chantry, with like heavy air quotes in my tone. But this seemed rather unique from the other games that were there.
Interesting. And your involvement in the carnival, I presume the event that occurred a month ago was somehow connected to your involvement.
One of our employers? Was Leon an employer? I think Leon was our employer at the time. Got a bit carried away.
Clearly.
Let us say that. Haven't seen him since, though.
Valentina speaks up. And our daughter, you're sure that she met her final death from the Inquisitors?
I saw her hit with multiple of their weapons.
And you're
In fact,
sure that
but-
it was them,
Oh.
not some common rioters that took advantage?
I'd recognize those swords anywhere.
My familiar was also there, and the brutality that Prophet witnessed was unspeakable.
I think perhaps we should not divulge too many graphic details. It's been quite a trying time for everyone, I'm sure.
You can feel like the air in this room, which was already cold, getting like colder as she speaks. And almost like shadows begin to cross over her, almost like animated, as she sort of like sits back down. Angelo says, well, that is certainly useful. Certainly, excuse me. Well, we would very much appreciate any information that you have on whose fault it is that a matter of such as this was not handled earlier.
Yes, this was so avoidable. If only they had listened.
And
I
who might that
suppose-
be?
I suppose there's no reason to hide it. The Lees had a party a few months back.
Or was it how long has it been?
It's been
Has
like
it been a few months?
yeah, it's been about like
Okay.
3 months, I think. I don't know. I'm
Thank
not
you.
keeping track.
Fair.
And I walked into a room in their estate that was horrifically brutal and graphic, and an Inquisition sword was left there. And I told Melinda and Olive, and they decided they were not to do anything about it, even though they have connections to the prince. And could, in fact, see to it that these horrible people could be driven out of the city.
Yes, they
Indeed.
seemed more worried about our dear Imogen playing some performance than having us investigate further.
Well, they were trying to get their estate to be the Elysium. Obviously, the way they looked to everyone else was far more important than the consequences that could be
To
later
our
on.
community.
Community. That explains why she would come tonight. I assume.
Oh, she was here.
Yes, she was paying her respects, attempting to butter us up.
Sounds like her. Yes, be careful with that one.
Well, Have you any more information about the events leading up to her death?
That was all that I witnessed. I did see that the Inquisition did, in fact, last I saw, have the artifact your daughter was seeking. We have not stopped looking for it, though. And I thought we would let you know. And I looked to Octavia. If we do find any information on its whereabouts, we shall inform you, as it seemed very important to her. And I know that our coterie and yours has not seen eye to eye on everything, but in this situation, I think we should put grievances aside and work together to protect our community.
Oh, we protect our family.
Of course.
We pride ourselves on not being involved in the Camarilla. Any plans that the Lees have do not interest us, but the existence of the Inquisition does explain a few things. Well, as far as I'm concerned, your information will be very useful.
Any insight into why they would have been so focused on retrieving this artifact to go up against someone so powerful as a member of the Giovanni clan? It surprised us.
We do not pretend to be aware of the hopes and motivations of the mortals. We had our own need for this artifact, but it seems that either those plans got out or they were superseded by the Inquisition. Regardless, we will, as I said, take care of our own, and your information is useful now. Unless you have any other useful information, I believed that we need to get to work, and you may leave.
Very well. Unless anyone else has anything of use.
Are there many spirits that live in your home?
Valentina kind of like exhales and says, "Live, my dear? Spirits do not live."
Well, ours do take up residence, is what I was meaning.
Sloppy is what you mean.
Yes, well, then perhaps we do not have any more information to give.
Our spirits reside in the Shadowlands where they belong. We call upon them when they are needed. We do not let them wander freely. Perhaps we would not be in the current state of affairs if some people knew how to keep their people in line.
I take that advice.
Why do you ask?
Mainly curiosity. We've taken up enough of your time.
Well then, if nobody has anything else, and she sort of like makes to the door, and you can see that she begins to dispel the carvings on the door.
There may be one more thing before you get rid of that ward.
Yes. What is that?
Well, I bring up the spirits as we seem to be missing some. We believe that Springheel Jack is to blame. That he has come back to this plane.
What do you claim to know about Springheel Jack?
Oh, he's dastardly. I witnessed him before I was what I was.
And you made it this far? You must be well taken care of.
Unfortunately.
Fine. And she comes and sits down. You gave us some information. It is only neighborly, I suppose, that we divulge some of our own. The creature that you witnessed, Springheel Jack, thrives on wayward spirits. I tell you this, Miss Octavia, because your flippant disregard for the containment of your servants may be one of the factors of his return.
I mean, we all deserve a little freedom, don't we?
Not at certain stages of our existence, no.
I'm sure you wouldn't want... And then she bites her tongue.
Now, we are aware of a certain influx of souls into the city. And we are also aware that this directly connects to your behavior in the carnival.
Well, yes, they were unceremoniously disregarded in the most crude of contraptions. Not the place that I would want any spirit to be.
Clearly. And rather than safely contain them, you decided to let them free.
She doesn't say anything.
I kind of lean away from all of this. I'm like, I don't know. I was somewhere else that whole time.
Well, some of us make plans, and some of us act. And it seems that those of you who do not make plans have caused our little city to be plagued by this spirit once again. The deaths that he will cause will directly be on your heads.
Oh, Leon, whatever shall we do with you? I just say it quietly to myself.
What of you, Cyclops? Do you believe that you can live with the death of many on your head?
Well, I feel like I might need more time to think about the answer to that.
Interesting.
I want to say no. That's rather terrible, I think.
It's not like a salubri to be okay with causing innocents to be hurt, so...
Well, her friends have directly fed the bear. And that bear is on a massacre around the city now. Devouring any spirits that escaped from that carnival will only empower Springheel Jack.
Well, suppose we better get rid of him then, huh?
And how do you suppose you will go about doing that?
I have my ways, and I pat my Ghostbuster.
Do you have it, like, out?
I think it's kind of big, so I would probably have it, like, strapped to me.
Oh, boy. Angelo speaks up and says, Your little toy.
Contraption, yes.
Yes, your little contraption is a plaything compared to the power of the Giovanni. Your ability to contain spirits may be fleeting. The Giovanni have been working with necromancy for years, for centuries. If you wish to reverse your little blunder, you may need our help.
I'm never one to deny a little bit of aid.
Yes, we welcome assistance.
It doesn't come free.
Oh, of course, nothing is ever free.
And since you have already spent what information you have, I wonder, what other leverage do you have?
I look to Octavia because I'm assuming she might have more info that they might want.
You're gonna have to like tap
Ooh,
Octavia.
ghost.
You keep looking at Octavia. Octavia doesn't see that.
Yeah, I kind of
get the
like
vibes. Yeah.
I like I kind of like nudge her with my boot.
Yeah.
Like she feels the couch move a little bit, and I'm like, "Aw." Yeah.
I would just say, you know of our services, of what we can do. I may use simple gadgets, but we always get the job done. Perhaps there may be some use of our skills rather than information to provide you with.
Well, our previous experience with your work did provide us with a entity, but that is what was, of course, due to the prowess of our daughter, and less to your own. So I ask again, what exactly are you going to provide us if we help you?
What information do you require?
We do not require information, my dear. You lost something. Something that we were obviously after.
Oh, you want the doll.
Correct. Such a smart one.
Well, I believe I already did mention we will absolutely keep an eye out and locate it, and you are welcome to it when we do.
Octavia, give me a willpower check.
These people are being mean to me.
They're bullying! We told them the stuff and then they were like, bully.
Okay, let's see. One success.
Woof!
You feel
So tired.
you kind of like are, the beast is sort of hinting to you how this conversation is going, and you lose 1 point of superficial willpower, and I am going to need you to give me a composure and subterfuge.
Oh boy. Composure. This is such a bad roll for me. 2 dice.
Rouse the blood!
Oh yeah.
Rouse
Okay, I'll
the
do
blood.
that.
Rouse it!
Rouse it! Rouse it!
Shit.
We need this conversation to end on a good note.
That's a fail again on my rouse.
Hey, what hunger are you at?
1.
All right.
Okay.
So 2 now.
That means we get to hear your sire at just, a standard level. Not too angry.
Thank you to all the raiders.
Oh, you talked over your sire.
Octavia.
1 sec. Oh, I'm going to play your sire again.
I was listening and then you just keep talking.
Why is
Chicken blood could only sate you for so long, Octavia. What's another dead human in the grand scheme of things?
Thank you, Nora Ibrahim, for that sire. What
No,
did you...
I do have to say thank you so much to all of the raiders. So many new people in chat. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Witnessing
you.
me having such bad times with my sire in my brain. Continue, Storyteller.
What did you get on your composure and subterfuge?
I didn't do that yet.
All
so I
right.
rouse the blood, so I get 2 extra dice.
Sick.
So 1, 2, so 4 now. Whoa. Floor dice don't exist. That went under our car.
Oh, no.
2 successes. Oh boy.
Oh, boy, indeed. As Angelo and Valentina are talking, you can feel some presence over you. And they both sort of stop, and Valentina Evelyn and Imogen, you can see her looking at Octavia. Well, I believe that the lot of you may have a way of tracking the location of the doll. Perhaps some insight into where the Inquisitors would be keeping it.
Perhaps.
Would you care to speak on that, Miss Smith? Perhaps your abilities, your experience may come in handy?
Oh, I feel so underprepared. You know me, just not aware of any of my abilities. I'm not sure.
Then perhaps experience.
I may track whoever you wish.
Excellent. Then I believe that you may be useful. We can help you with the little Jack situation if you help us retrieve the doll. Deal?
Wonderful, it's a deal.
Excellent. Shall we begin tonight then?
I don't see why not.
All right. Well, the rest of the family is taken care of. They will not miss us. Perhaps we will join you. Which shall we do first?
Well, we may as well follow this killer.
Excellent. Do you have a last known location?
I can get us one. And I would like to... wait, what do I need? I'm trying to see if I can do illuminate the trail of prey. Yes, as long as I designate the person. Okay.
All right.
So I am going to attempt a ritual. Octavia reaches into one of her pouches and slices her hand and squeezes the ribbon inside her palm. And then she holds it by her hound's nose as she uses flint to light the flame of the ribbon. And I have to rouse for this.
Yeah, give me that another rouse.
Should I fail again? Oh my gosh,
Oh, boy.
I'm not doing well today.
So you're at 2 hunger now?
Now that's my third. Started at 1, just had one fail, and now I'm at my next one.
All right, let's get one of the angy ones then. Once again, thanks to Nora Ibrahim.
If it weren't for me, you would be forgotten to the annals of time. If you give a damn about your place in history, then feed.
As you get just a bit more hungry.
Octavia's nostrils flare. And she spends 5 minutes working with this ribbon before it lights. And
During that 5 minutes, Imogen, give me a wits and awareness.
Ah! This first roll, I'm not prepared. I don't have the dice ready. 6 dice.
Evelyn, you can also give me one.
Cool.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
4 successes.
4 successes.
None.
So as Evelyn, you're sort of like eyeing up your opponent, Imogen, sort of like as you're sitting back, seeing this happen, you notice that as Octavia is beginning her ritual and like starting to work with it, Angelo and Valentina sort of seem occasionally preoccupied with you.
Oh God.
Not like trying not to make it obvious and more like seem like a couple planning something as they occasionally eye you.
Oh God, they're gonna eat her. Oh God. It's okay. We will protect.
I scoot a little closer to Evelyn.
And Evelyn, do you want to give me the roll for your ability?
Do you mean
What?
Octavia?
Octavia, right. Sorry.
Like, I'm doing an ability?
Yes.
4 successes. I had to spend a willpower.
All right. And I believe the difficulty is 3.
For this, yes.
So
So I make it.
you all see the ribbon light this time, as it didn't earlier tonight. And the smoke begins to waft from it, and it kind of like billows into this cloud above it, and then it begins to solidify into almost a trail, just like lazily whisking towards the door. And Valentina begins to follow it as Prophet, also like sniffing it out, leads to the door. Valentina goes up and like dispels the ward, opens it, and says, "Shall we follow then?"
Yes.
Let's do it.
And you all begin following the trail as Prophet is now like laser focused in following this smell. The smoke like flickers and stuff, like it's still smoke and it's not creating like a solid like Donnie Darko line. But Prophet seems to be able to follow this scent as it leads you outside into the streets. You begin to walk for a while, and now I need another wits and awareness from Evelyn and Imogen. Actually, Octavia now as well, now that you're not focused on your ritual.
All right.
4 successes.
3 successes.
3 10s and 2 8s.
Heck yeah.
8. Wow, that really paid off from how shitty the start of this game has been for me.
So what were the numbers again?
3.
3
4.
and 8.
8, baby.
So Imogen and Evelyn, now you sort of see them again, like following beside Prophet. You're all sort of like walking through the snow now, and it's gotten late enough that there's not too much activity going on. And you can see them like being like the rich couple arm in arm walking down the street, like playing the part. And you both notice them continuously like looking at Imogen rather than Prophet, and like sort of keeping up and like pretending to be excited about where they're going.
Please don't eat me.
I will walk in between.
Imogen and the couple.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. Octavia, with 8 successes, you can hear them whispering to each other. She looks quite familiar, doesn't she? You don't suppose? No, definitely not. Well, it would be advisable for us to keep an eye on her, just in case. And they seem to recognize something in Imogen. They're not talking about eating her.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know that. I still think she's talking about eating.
Yeah,
I
Imogen
assume
and
they
Evelyn
wanna eat it.
100% think that the Giovanni are interested in just nomming
Just-
down.
Yeah.
Don't eat me, please.
And you actually...
That would not taste good.
Except you totally would.
Yeah.
Except I wouldn't. And I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm so gross.
So gross. Don't eat me, please.
You're actually... you recognize where you're going at this point. It's actually leading you back to your district.
Okay.
As you get back to the familiar streets, and Prophet sort of like stops for a moment, and you realize that you're now standing in front of the IOU.
Fuck.
But
Oh, he never left, did he?
But-
Lovely.
Prophet walks up to the entrance and sort of like starts looking up and seems like confused as he seems to be like looking at the IOU, looking up, and then just sort of like sits staring up at the roof. And Angelo comes up behind you and says, "Well, I suppose that the culprit was In your own home all along. What game are you playing?
Evelyn, perhaps you may want to go on the roof.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing, and I will activate Soaring Leap and go on the roof.
Just Superman jumps up there.
Yeah.
As you land on the roof of the IOU, give me a, let's say, wits and investigation check to see if anything is amiss.
It's exactly the same amount of dice as wit and awareness. 3 successes.
3 successes.
I don't know why that took me so long to compute in my brain. There's literally 4 dice in front of me. I'm like staring at them. I'm like,
You notice
been a
as you
long
kind of
day.
like are looking around on the roof and like brushing away snow and stuff and investigating that where you landed, not too far away, you notice that some of the shingles are actually broken, where it looks like 2 other feet prints have like landed heavily and broken some of the roof. But other than that, you don't see anything.
does a Springheel Jack make that kind of an impact? I thought he was a spirit. Can I possibly grab the broken shingle that has like the indentation of like the footprint off of the roof and bring it down to be like, somebody was here?
Sure. You
Okay.
kind of like bring it down, and there's just like a cracked shingle with like kind of foot-shaped size broken out of it.
Yeah. This was not me. Somebody was here.
Well, he is known for leaping quite high. Mm-hmm. So,
So I've heard.
congratulations, I suppose, are in order. My question is, what business did he have at your establishment beyond devouring the wayward spirits that you allow to meander around your halls?
Oh, he probably wants to kill me still, if I'm lucky. I roll my eyes as I say that, and I'm just like super inconvenienced by this fucking prick, like haunting me.
Could you tell
Valentinus-
us more, Evelyn, about your experience?
Well, was almost 100 years ago, so forgive me if my retelling is a little off, but what I recall was when he first appeared, there were plenty of murders going on in London, and then he took a liking to me, and unfortunately, that is how I met my sire, as he fought him off, and I ran away. But not fast enough, because my sire found me.
So, you were marked.
Yes, that is how, if that's what you want to call it.
I would call it that. The spirit referred to as Springheel Jack is obsessive, a trickster to some, but a vicious entity. If he had his opportunity to get rid of you, but did not manage to accomplish it, then he definitely wouldn't have given up.
Well, aren't I lucky?
If I recall, around the time that you were embraced, there was another Jack on the loose.
You would be correct.
That does explain it. I believe that the presence of that Jack and his massacres were feeding the Springheel. Luckily, when whatever took down the human murderer, must have prevented more spirits from being released. Therefore, the Springheel Jack was weakened and probably went into some form of hibernation. I repeat that your antics have empowered him.
We didn't kill anyone.
Yes, but you released several spirits into the city. Several spirits that were being kept at bay. I have an idea. If you would allow me, I would like to perform a ritual within your establishment.
If you think it would help.
Insight.
Yeah. Fair.
You can both give me a wits and insight.
Wits and insight. I'm going to go ahead and rouse the blood on this one. I did not get hungrier.
I got
That's-
a 2.
2 dice more. Yes.
Would Imogen think to be suspicious?
I don't know. What mindset is Imogen in right now?
She's kind of following along. It's
That's
like a
fair.
lot of big words happening right now for her.
Five successes for me.
Ooh. She seems... What's the word? Like, impatient, I think. And wants... She believes... You get the impression that she personally believes that she can finish this quicker than any of you.
So she just wants to, like, she's like, just fucking let me do it.
Yeah,
basically.
she's like trying to
Like,
be polite by asking your permission, but it's just like, I can just fuck you children.
I can fix this if you just fucking chill and let me do my job.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm like, by all means,
thank you.
don't mind us.
And goes to open the door, but it is locked.
Well, we will obviously let her in
Yeah.
if that is the case. Like, we won't. Yeah.
Valentina.
As I say that, I go and like open
Yeah.
the door for them.
Yeah.
I'm not just like trying to unlock my door, stupid.
Joke's on you, idiot.
It's locked. You can't get in. I'm gonna go in the sewer. Bye.
Damn it.
As you enter, it's still pretty messy. There's garbage all over the floor now, and Prophet's footsteps were not cleaned up. And you kind of hear them like scoff, just as like they're still rich assholes. So the idea that you keep your place in such disarray is just funny to them on a human level. Where do you primarily allow your friendly spirits to wander here and there?
I walk towards where we keep our large clock.
Ah, yes, the
The
clock.
large clock.
The large grandfather clock.
Excellent. How fun.
It's okay. You can
Don't
call it
sass
right.
me.
This will take us several moments. Please make yourselves at home.
Oh, I will. It is my home.
And she
I'll
begins.
go and relax, I guess.
You see that she like. There's no like.
I want to
hand-
try and learn what's happening
All right.
as well.
Fair.
There's no like hand waving or like drawing of any runes or anything like that. She just kind of like puts herself into like hands up to her side position, and you see just like all of the shadows in the room are almost like reacting to her. And Octavia, you can feel again this like coldness in the air, and you can't really explain it, but it feels like everything is like the area around you is reacting to her presence, just like exists and lives and is like, hey, there's someone doing something here. And she just starts doing that for a while. Imogen, Angelo is actually going to walk over to you and sort of like, in the nicest way possible, do you happen to have family that lives around here?
No.
You seem quite familiar. It's bothering us to no end, and I feel like we've met somebody. If not you, somebody related to you.
Well, I'm afraid that I've recently had a lot of death in the family, so all by myself, I'm afraid.
I am truly sorry to hear that. I do find that family is very important, and any sort of loss is a great strain on the rest of us.
She'll, like, nod. Sure, yeah, like, you're not wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
Fair.
there is a benefit to having such a connection to the afterlife. You learn a lot of interesting ideas about what is waiting for us at the end.
And what might that be?
Darkness.
Oh.
Never-ending cold. The screaming maw of the afterlife with the spirits just waiting to be controlled and find meaning once again. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want a fairy tale?
Is that it for us then?
More or
Get
less.
bigger.
I mean,
Excellent.
you live in this home with wandering spirits with nowhere to go, that have either not made it to the Shadowlands or have been released somehow. You didn't expect that it was a glorious, happy ending, did you?
She'll, like, purse her lips and just, like, quietly pray to herself.
No.
Give me a willpower check.
Oh, this is making everybody feel shitty.
It resets. Sorry, it resets, right? I have
All the ones that you spent did, yes.
Here's where it's good that I upped my willpower. Last time we leveled up. What? 5 successes.
Jesus.
Heck yeah.
As you
You're
sort
totally
of like
unfazed.
as you sort of like begin to pray to yourself under your voice, trying to find like a connection, you can see that like he's a little deflated, and you kind of
didn't work.
you kind of like get that like sense of, hey, this bully just got told off, and now they don't feel accomplished, and just sort of like walks away from you and goes back to his wife, still performing this ritual. What are you up to, Evelyn, as this ritual is being performed?
I think I'm just like chilling on the couch, like feet up, just like, wait, tell me what I'm needed. I'm just gonna listen and watch and observe and keep my mouth shut and take in all the information like I always do.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And Octavia, you said you wanted to try to learn a bit of what she's doing.
Yeah. I won't go so far as to be like, please teach me. But I would try and like be as aware as I can to what's happening.
All right. Give me an intelligence and occult. Which, now...
Specialty ghosts?
Yeah.
Question mark?
So the rule is still just remind me that you have that. So that I can roll it for you, but 1 trillion
Would
percent
assume,
it
yes.
is specialty ghosts.
4 successes.
It's
Could have
a
been much better.
5, because I hidden rolled.
Yay!
You... Yeah, you would know this. So you primarily deal with the spirits that are sort of wandering around in the land of the living, the ones with unfinished business, the ones that like for whatever reason weren't sent. Mm-hmm. The Giovanni primarily deal with the Shadowlands, the ghosts that have gone to the beyond. And you would know that the Shadowlands is a more or less like mirror of reality. Very like primary focused spots in the world show up in the Shadowlands. So like for instance, like the Eiffel Tower would be in the Shadowlands. Like buildings that have existed for thousands of years would be in the Shadowlands because it reflects everybody's memory of the world. Because when spirits go there, they're basically creating what it looks like. And you feel that she is sort of more or less like astral projecting into the Shadowlands.
Okay, yeah.
And the feeling that you get of the surrounding area is like the merging of the two. As she's trying to like connect to the Shadowlands, she has to pull it forward a little bit. And just keeps going for a while. It's like deathly cold again in this area. And after a moment, she's sort of like, well, excuse me. It's quite draining. You wouldn't happen to have a human around here, would you?
Unfortunately not. But Prophet may be able to fetch us a snack. A rat or two.
I'm afraid I'm the only one here who eats human.
If you must, then, a rat.
You heard the woman. I say to Prophet. Wow.
You're just gonna go have Prophet go hunting?
Yes.
Give me a survival tracking and what else would this be? Because you guys have specific roles for
like
hunting.
Strength or dex?
Let's call it a.
Is it a quick rat or is it a strong rat?
Let's call it wits survival tracking because it's using
Okay.
like senses and stuff to go find a rat. Or several. It's just coming back with a bandolier of rats. I'll let you roll, and then that'll go.
I
happen.
want one too, so.
Oh yeah, you're really hungry.
Anyone else need any?
Good, actually.
5 successes.
All right. So Prophet is going to go off and try to find basically a cavalcade of rats because y'all need quite a few. Just gonna go Pied Piper these rats.
Yeah, just bring them all back.
In the meantime, she sort of like sits down, and anyone looking at her can now see these like black, like roots growing around her eyes, basically. And like the iris of her eye has lost all colors and just a pitch black at this point. I have consulted some of the spirits that reside beyond the veil in your quarters, and they have mentioned a target of the Springheel. It seems that he has been here and has been quite active. He is looking for someone. A Marguerite, they mentioned.
Oh.
Does
Why?
this name sound familiar?
Why?
Springheel doesn't inform the spirits why he is doing anything, but he has mentioned that name.
Curious. Well, Marguerite is our bookkeeper, and, well, the reason this place looks absolutely dreadful right now is she hasn't been at work in quite some time.
Perchance quite luckily.
Yes. Perhaps she knew something that we did not.
Well then, we must find her. Do you know where she is?
No.
Well, if we knew that, I would have asked her to come to work.
Quite. Well then, can you, Octavia, track her?
I'd like to try and see if the information that she's saying is what she actually gathered or not.
All right. Do you want to use...
Since I know that she's very interested in this doll, I am scared for my friend.
Do you want to use your new ability? Or do you want to use talking good?
Scry the soul? Yeah.
Yeah, that's specifically what Scry the Soul is for. So it's
One
gonna be
rouse
fine.
check. Gonna be hungrier again, folks, probably.
She
6! Yes!
Just barely.
Phew. All right, intelligence and auspex versus composure and subterfuge is the die roll.
Composure and subterfuge, you say?
Uh-oh, is that like her best?
Yeah, whatever.
No, it's just that's a familiar sounding role that I have to do. Interesting.
I succeeded on every die.
Jesus.
Yay!
7 successes.
Holy shit.
Fuck you, Giovanni.
So you can feel like she's been weakened by this ritual, and her defenses are way down, and you take this opportunity to basically delve deep into her soul. And how many do you get?
7.
You can ask 5 questions.
Oh my god. What do they want with the doll?
I'm gonna turn on some music and we're gonna narrate this.
Ooh.
So your first question, I'm gonna track the questions on this dice.
Okay.
So you basically like project yourself into her soul, and similar to when you were premonishing with the Malkavian in that party that one time, you just feel yourself in like this realm of shadow and darkness. And what is your first question?
What do they really want with the doll?
You see, or you hear just Valentina's spirit washing around you, basically. And you hear, the doll possesses a great power to pull spirits towards it. We wish to use this for our own means. The mages were weak.
Okay. Are they being truthful about what they learned just now?
Yes, the Springheel Jack has some interest in someone named Marguerite.
What do they know about... What do they want with Imogen's relation?
We are trying to find the focus of a deal that was made between a relative of Imogen and Evelyn.
Any other questions, fam?
We have 2 questions left.
Let me think about it.
Just
What
like
is something that the IOU could do? What would give us into a better light with them?
with the Giovanni?
Yeah.
You have so many spirits here.
I'm not
If you
giving
were
those
to give them to us, we would see that in a great favor.
Well, I'm not doing that. All right, one more question. I'll leave it to my coterie to decide.
Okay, this is not me saying this is the question, but like, are they looking? Is Springheel Jack looking for Marguerite or Marguerite's soul in the doll?
Okay.
Is that a good question?
I don't know if they would know that. Because
I think I want to know more information about the doll, if they have more
Okay.
specifics. Maybe.
Okay.
Or I'm assuming they're talking about my aunt, but if they're it's gotta be my aunt. But yeah, I don't know. It was hard.
have
when
they
you roll
used-
this high, it's really hard because especially when you usually use Scry the Soul for like one question, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I get 5. What's your favorite color?
Yeah. It's like, wait a
Have they
minute.
used the doll before? Have they used this artifact before?
No. The doll has never left the hands of the mages until now. And with that final question, you are back in your own body, as if nothing happened. What are y'all doing?
I try and make it seem like I did not just probe her brain.
Just kind of sneeze a little bit.
Oh, headache. Ooh.
Oops. Oh, migraine.
That's not something I usually get. I'm not alive.
Vampire migraine.
Yeah.
Octavia, could you perhaps track Marguerite?
If we believe that to be the best case scenario, I do like to allow my employees to have their sense of privacy.
Well, your employee seems to be at risk of death, so I don't know which one you prefer.
Well, as you know, I have no problem working with spirits. But in this case, maybe I will make an exception. But I will wait before I do anything before I go rummaging in my pockets, in case any objections come from my team.
No, I'm fine.
Big words. I don't know what's going on.
Just still praying.
I am quite hungry. Perhaps it would be wise for us to wait before this ritual occurs, until my hound is back.
If that's the case, then perhaps I should just go hunt myself. And you can eat your vermin. I'll be back. Angelo, take care of them while I'm gone. And Valentina goes and just full on leaves to go hunt.
Well, it's better if we find her without her anyway, so.
Do you say that out loud?
No, that's what I say to us.
Internal monologue.
I am intrigued why you wouldn't have made it a more of a priority to obtain the doll for your employer then.
It's absolutely been a priority.
Clearly. Well.
You haven't found it either.
I guess I'll just go get myself stabbed by the Inquisition then while I'm at it.
I was saying coyly to myself, just sitting on the couch still. I haven't even looked up. I'm just like, yes.
Well, speaking of Inquisition, I do wonder why they are becoming active again. It seems that a lot of activity has been happening in our city lately, and it all seems to be focused generally around you. You find the sword, you release the spirits, Springheel is hunting you. Curious.
Yes. We're just so popular, I don't understand it.
These are all topics that would definitely fall under the occult and unusual, which is our main point of business. So the fact that you find it strange makes me wonder if something is a little off about your perceptions.
My perceptions are just fine.
Can't put two and two together, though.
Tell me, Octavia, what other information might you be withholding to me?
I'm not withholding that I work at a place called the Occult and Unusual, and she laughs.
Yes. And what a strange cavalcade, a Tremere, a Nosferatu, and a child, working to capture spirits. I don't suppose this has been your profession for a while, has it, Octavia?
Well, Evelyn and I have worked together for quite some time, but yes, Imogen is new to our coterie. Quite the worthy addition, though. And I sidestepped that question.
And you, Evelyn, what interest do you have in the extraction and subduing of spirits and other such creatures?
Oh, I can get information by any means, and sometimes the spirits can give plenty of such.
But you do so acquire such useful information from the living as well.
Oh, of course.
Well, excuse my rudeness. I simply mean to learn more about your endeavors in the city.
Yes, I am quite hungry, which has made me become a bit short.
Do we have like a brochure or something I could give her?
This
We
is
have our
Angelo.
business cards.
Valentino.
Like, here you go.
Valentino went to go, but yeah,
Sorry, yes.
you do have business cards. I don't know. Do you have like pamphlets?
Like a write-up or a pamphlet?
Probably, I would assume somewhere in Marguerite's area.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'll
it would
get
be a
up and I'll
flyer.
I'll give her a flyer.
Yeah, it's got the logo with the Vitruvian woman on the moon.
Probably just like a little write-up of what we do, and here you go.
You like step over the garbage, go find it, and come back and hand it to him. And he kind of like looks at it, and in the same way that like giving your business card to someone at a convention, he seems like, thank you very much, and then immediately puts it in his pocket.
This is like, I'm never looking at this again.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it as a coaster later.
It's like going to a kid. It's like, this is great drawing. This is going right on the fridge.
Right on the
it's like, this is
fridge.
bad.
And just like the most awkward silence for a while, and Prophet returns. Just kind of like, at first it almost looks like Prophet is being followed by a swarm of rats, but as he gets closer and kind of walks through the door, you notice like small tendrils sort of like pushing up from the ground, carrying these seemingly unconscious rats along the ground, just like a cloud of tendrils, and leads directly up to you, Octavia, and just like a pile of rats lands in front of you.
Oh, quite the horde. Good job, old boy. Do I get the feeling that there's enough for more than one?
You got 5 successes, so I'll say that you can get 2. It's city rats, so they're quite plump with trash and whatnot.
Imogen, are you hungry at all?
Nah.
Okay, then
I
I will
like one.
eat both of those, so I'm back to 1. Or all of them, to remove 2 of my boxes.
And are you going to wait for Valentina to come back before you perform the ritual?
Or
are you going to do the ritual?
I think we might as well do it now.
Okay.
I'll ask everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
With this, I was feeling rather peckish, but I am much more myself now and available to perform the ritual. Would you like us to wait, or shall I commence now?
Valentina won't be much longer. She's a efficient hunter. You may start.
And I do the same. Wait, who am I looking for?
Marguerite.
Marguerite, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I'll do the same. Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking maybe of something else, but no. I will use Illuminate Trail of Prey again. But we have to be somewhere that she's been within 24 hours to see the start of it. So do we think she's been checking in on us or not?
I'm shaking my head for the podcast listeners.
I don't think she's been here. I feel like she's been.
I mean, I forgot that is the case when you used the ritual at the Giovanni Estate, which Springheel definitely wasn't. So I would say just for the sake of consistency,
This time. You've got a special spell in this situation.
Maybe
It's
I
not
have
the same.
very similar to I upgrade this ritual and very similar to the Vampire Diaries where they have that compass that points erratically. It'll lead to the direction, and then once we get close enough, the trail will illuminate for Prophet.
Heck yeah. By the way, Shar and I have been watching the Vampire Diaries. It will 100% slip into this podcast.
I love it.
Rouse check. That's an 8.
Sick.
We're good.
No angry sassy sire today.
And 3 successes.
All right. So as you're performing the ritual, Valentina sort of shows up, kind halfway through and looks at Angelo and says, "It's all fine." And the ritual goes off and the ribbon lights and the smoke sort of like billows in the air again, and then drifts towards a wall in the IOU. And you see Prophet sort of like start sniffing the smoke again. And the smoke just like drifts off into a corner. And Imogen and Evelyn, you see the smoke sort of like disappear into just this shadow that's in the corner. And Prophet walks towards it and then just walks into the shadows.
Should we follow?
Yes.
Probably. Yes.
Let us go.
And you begin to walk. Neither of the Giovannis follow you. They just sort of like watch as the three of you walk towards the corner. And as you get closer, it's just a wall in the corner.
But Prophet's not there anymore?
Prophet's not there anymore.
Damn it!
And
Well.
Valentina kind of chuckles and says, "Well, it seems that your employer has never left."
What?
You might need my help, after all, my dear. Your dog is quite talented. No normal dog, I see.
Definitely not.
All right, well, I'm glad I just ate. How would all of you like to make a trip to the afterlife? And that's where
as
we're going to
long
go on break.
Yeah, sure. Like, as long as we can come back afterwards, I guess.
Be right back!
Squallwood Botanicals is an indigenous skincare brand that honors cultural plant knowledge, indigenous science, and self-care rituals. Founded by ethnobotanist Lee Joseph of Squamish First Nation, Squallwood incorporates sustainably harvested botanicals, organic oils, nourishing plant-derived butters, and steam-distilled essential oils, offering skincare experiences grounded in the natural world. Choose from best-selling products like their Calque Face Oil, a blend of organic rose hips and sweet almond and jojoba oils that hydrates deeply for super soft skin. Their refreshing Calque Rose Toner, a gentle alcohol-free formula with rose and chamomile hydrosols, and the Tueno Cranberry Rose Serum, a luxury antioxidant made with berry seed oils that can reduce redness and the appearance of fine lines. Shop all products at squallwood.com and check them out on Instagram at Squallwood Botanicals. That's SKWALWEN.com.
We're back! So,
Is that noise?
so the three of you are standing just in the corner of the IOU, and Valentina has offered to bring you into the afterlife. Again, I'm glad that I just ate. This is going to be quite draining. Are all of you sure that you're ready for this?
Well, doesn't seem like there's any other way to solve this, is there?
At this point, why not?
That's the motivation. Well, Angelo, my dear, you stay here. We should probably have someone on this side.
If we are going into the spirit realm, I do like to tether myself here. And Octavia is going to like tie a rope around herself, but not actually holding any rope. And we'll do the same to Prophet. I do suggest
Prophet is not here.
Oh, right. Fuck, he's gone.
Prophet's in the shadows.
I'll turn to the energies of the rest of the group and say, I do suggest you do the same.
Do I know what she's doing, and can I also do it? Because I don't know.
Octavia's tethering you guys, basically.
Sure.
Okay,
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
She says to do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Valentina has already gone into like that spirit summoning mode. And you feel once again the environment sort of like reacting to her. But Evelyn and Imogen, you see the shadow that's in the corner just sort of like begin to creep further into the IOU. Any lights that were shining through the windows just kind of is engulfed by this shadow. And eventually all you're looking forward and all you can see is this darkness in front of you. And she sort of like settles down and she says, I have made a connection. I should be able to hold it up for a while. I don't normally do this for so many people, but after you.
And I walk forward.
Let's do it.
You begin walking, and the wooden floors of the IOU, you can hear them underneath you. And as you step further into the darkness, you can still hear them echoing, though, as you seem to walk for a while. And Valentina follows behind you, and you're just sort of like walking straight into darkness. And almost as if looking through a far-off window, you can see not a light, but almost like a brighter shadow in front of you. And as you get closer, you realize that you are standing now facing towards the inside of the IOU. There's no furniture. There are no like books or items or anything. The plants are all gone. The facade on the outside, or the facade of the IOU, is sort of like faded a bit. And you get the impression that you're almost standing in a memory of the IOU, just a loose understanding of how it's shaped and what it looked like. But everything just feels cold and drained of all life. And I'm going to need the three of you to make me willpower saves.
Okay. I only have 4 left to roll. Not
5
good.
successes.
Holy shit. 1.
Ooh.
4 successes.
Oh man,
Ooh.
I'm not doing so good, guys.
Oh no.
So, Imogen, at this point, you're almost like numb, I feel. And just this like, the understanding of like, this is what it looks like on the other side has no like physical effect on you. You feel
Emo now.
Yeah, you can feel you can feel just like the pressure of the cold and nothingness around you, but it doesn't take anything from you. Evelyn, it's a bit harder to resist as you feel that like your spirit doesn't want to be here. Like the beast feels uncomfortable in this area, but you're able to keep it at bay. Octavia, you nearly collapse as you step through, and you understand for the first time probably ever what it feels like to truly die. Your death was taken from you, and now you understand that if your sire hadn't have brought you back, this is what was waiting for you. And you take 2 points of superficial willpower damage.
I am so not good.
And you just feel like melancholy and drained now. And you feel a hand clasp your shoulder and says, "It's not so pleasant from the other side, is it, my dear? Not a plaything to befriend."
Can we see each other?
Yeah, you can. And it's like when your eyes adjust to the darkness and you can sort of see like slight details of somebody in a dark room, but you know that you're all there. And being tethered together with the rope is like keeping you together.
I grab Octavia's hand as well.
No.
I have a
I
question.
don't touch Evelyn because I know she probably wouldn't want me to touch her.
In terms of taking willpower damage, is like when I use a willpower, I cross it off so that I can't use it for rolls.
Yeah.
Superficial is that I cross it, but I can still use it to roll if I'm making a willpower save, or it not in use.
No. So when you use willpower to re-roll, you're basically causing yourself superficial willpower damage.
Okay. I just wanted to check. So yeah, I have 2 willpower left right now.
There is it's the same as health, whereas if you take your full track of superficial damage, then any new damage that you take is aggravated damage.
Yeah.
Which is much harder to heal.
Okay.
And
As Imogen takes my hand, I'll grasp it tightly.
Cool. Good. So sweet. You also, Octavia, as you're sort of like stumbling there and getting your bearings, you sense a presence sort of just sitting in front of you. Not malicious, more docile, and you recognize that feeling as Prophet.
My pupper.
And it is comforting. It's not warm, but it's almost like an anchor for you. Evelyn and Octavia, or Evelyn and Imogen, you see a puddle of inky blackness sitting in front of Octavia with tendrils whipping out at them. And Octavia just sort of like is going up, treating this thing as if it's the sweetest creature.
Yeah, I
in the world.
like put its like part of its tendrils in my hands and like nuzzle it.
You just see like tendrils whipping out at Octavia's face, basically.
I mean, who am I to judge? I look like shit all the time.
Well, shall we look for this employee of yours?
I think that would be best.
All right.
To get this done as quickly as possible for both your sakes. I look both at Valentina and Octavia. Because I can obviously see that both are very not wanting this to go on for much longer.
Can you get your hound to continue?
Prophet, you've found the scent. Continue on. We must find Marguerite.
And Prophet indeed begins to lead you down the steps of the IOU. As you go through, not even a door, it's just sort of like, it's weird. It feels like what your body does to open a door walking through it. But sort of like a dream, you realize there wasn't a door there. But as you begin to descend the stone steps into the basement, it is much more solidified. The old nature of the basement means that more people who have died have created a clearer understanding of what's down here. But as you descend...
Can I do something while we're walking?
Sure.
I'm going to take out... I don't even know if I have my stuff, but if I can, I'll take out my wailing bell, and I'll give it a ring. And it's one of my gadgets. I'll have to roll to use my gadget, but depending on how many wraiths there are nearby is how loud it will ring.
Ooh. Interesting. So
can I do that?
Yep.
Do I have my... Okay, great.
Is it int and...
Technology ghost gadget.
Heck yeah, do it. Do it, fam.
I never use my ghost gadgets. It's so fun because I have like a million dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice.
Nice.
So you pull it out. Valentina is like leading in front of you, and you're all sort of like narrowly walking down these steps. As you ring it, it begins to like hum and harmonize, and then just begins to get louder and louder and louder to the point that all of you basically get like hear the squealing in your ears and have to hold for a moment. And Valentina like pushes the rest of you aside and goes up to Octavia and grabs it out of your hand.
It's like, stop it.
And stops it from ringing by grasping it. Do not use that here. You are in the Shadowlands. There are obviously going to be wraiths here.
I didn't know if they would be right nearby. Point taken.
I don't know what the Tremere teach you. Put it away. And as the tinnitus ends, you just hear like wailing coming from deeper in the basement. As you all remember that this used to be a prison.
Yes.
Or at least dungeons of some sort.
As we walk, and I hear her whisper, like, what do the Tremere teacher? And I kind of look back at Octavia, I'm like, to be fair, your sire really didn't help you out.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not really your fault. I'm sorry. You're doing your best.
It's the blind leading the blind right now. In more ways than one.
What is the marching order? You love
I'm
to
following
that.
Prophet, and Prophet's leading the way, so I'd be pretty close to the front.
All right.
Yeah.
And
And I'm right
Fallon's-
with her.
And then Valentina
Yeah,
would be
we're holding
probably
hands.
right behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like pushed through you to get back to Octavia. So,
Yeah.
Prophet,
I guess I'll be in the
Octavia,
back.
Valentina, Imogen, and Evelyn.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna sneak up on us, guys. Don't worry. I'm right behind you.
Yeah. So you get down, and there's that area where you recognize that the kitchen is. But here there are like faint shimmers of like instruments. And hanging on the wall, you see like shackles that are sort of like shimmering through the shadows. And more of the dungeon aesthetic is here based on the people that had died here. And you just continue along as Prophet is leading you. You begin to hear the wails deeper in become louder as you get closer. But you also begin to hear whispers. And it sounds like long dead like prisoners calling out for help. You hear, "Let me out, I'm innocent. No, I'm going to die down here. It's so cold, so wet." I'm going to need each of you to give me another willpower save.
I have 2. A 1 and a 3, fam.
Nice.
Sorry, that 2 10s, that's a 4, so that is a 5 successes. Thank
Nice.
God I got 2
It's
10s.
a,
That's what I
it's a
probably
2. Can I use a willpower on a willpower?
No,
No?
unfortunately.
It's only 2 for me.
Woof.
What did you get, Evelyn?
I got a 5.
Nice. You're coming to terms with it. Like, this doesn't affect you that much. It's just
like, oh, I'm dead already. It's
another
fine.
phase in reality. Octavia, you
Go into Torber.
you like are struggling to keep up with Prophet, and almost like every time you get too far away, it's like the shadows are like pulling you away, and you have to like fight against them to keep up with the beacon of this void dog, and you take 2 more points of superficial damage.
Jesus.
I don't have any more dice to roll.
Oh my god.
This is so
We gotta
bad.
go. We gotta go fast.
Oh God.
Gotta go fast.
Imogen,
Yeah, so I'm scared.
as you're passing and you're hearing all of these whispers, what did you get again?
2.
You start to recognize these rooms that you're passing, but there are like bars where the doors usually are, and a hand grabs you through one of the bars, and you look over and you see this like emaciated figure, almost genderless at this point, just sort of a whisper of a human, just looks up at you and says, please, you must help. You must get
How?
me out of here.
How?
Take me with you.
Octavia, can we take them with us?
I
You
don't even
anything,
hear you,
Octavia.
probably. Yeah.
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 I kind of whisper
Valentina, can we take them with us?
You look around, Imogen, and you don't see your allies. The hand is
shit.
just
Oh my god.
the hand is just gripping your arm. Please, you must save me.
Yes.
The moment you say yes,
Oh
the spirit wisps through the bars, and you feel a sudden gasp as it just does something. You gave it permission to come with you. And as you gasp and your eyes open, Valentina is like, hand on your back. We mustn't tarry.
Valentina, I might have done something bad.
Keep going. And just sort of like pushes you.
All right, if you say so, but okay, I'll keep going.
And you continue walking. Prophet leading you through the maze of the dungeons. Imogen, the calls and the wails are getting closer, but that whispering of people asking for help just constantly seems to be behind you. And as you try to turn around looking for it, there's nothing there. But the volume doesn't seem to change.
Valentina, someone asked for my help and I said yes, and then something happened and I don't know what happened. So if you would maybe know what happened, that would be great, because I'm feeling rather nervous now about this whole situation.
It is a struggle for me to keep you even here. This may have been a mistake. We will take care of you later.
Okay.
Stay close to your allies.
Okay.
And
Octavia's just like, bye!
Anakin.
Prophet stops at what all of you recognize as the entrance to Evelyn's chambers. And Valentina sort of like walks in front of you and just like pushes the door open. She seems to be in a rush now.
Yeah.
And as you get in, you can hear the wails calling even louder, and you see these like emaciated, pale bodies just like hanging by the arms on the pillars that take up your residence. And they're sort of just like calling out for help as they are being held aloft by these like shadow chains of memory. Evelyn, you see sitting at the far end where your desk normally would be, leaning up against a wall, is a shadowed outline of an feminine-looking figure wearing a large dress, just sort of sitting up against the wall.
I assume that is a Marguerite ?
You can't really make it out. It's like, again, a silhouette from here.
All right. Am I the only person who sees this? Do I look around? I will ask, like, does anybody else see the feminine figure wearing the dress? Or is it
Can
just
I?
me?
You're clinging to the beacon of Prophet at this point.
Yeah.
Imogen, as you look over, you see the silhouette, and then all of the emaciated figures stop wailing as they just sort of like look at you. Please, you must help us. You let us out. Please.
I already said yes now, didn't I?
Boy.
As you say that, the chains like disappear as they slump to the ground, and the creatures just like start walking towards you, kind of like twitching, and like they almost seem like a bad projection where several frames are missing as they start approaching you.
Hey, I might have done something real bad, friends.
And as you look around, once again, none of your allies are there.
Stop saying yes!
Evelyn, as
I have to be nice. It's my whole thing.
You know what? You're a scaredy!
Big heart, empty head.
Evelyn, you see Imogen seems scared, but replies affirmatively that they see the silhouette.
Being like, I said yes, didn't I? And I'm like, okay, I guess she sees it too. I'm gonna go up to the silhouette and get closer. Be like, Marguerite, is that you?
The silhouette like jolts up and like stands against the wall. And as you get closer, the features of the figure are now clearly Marguerite's.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
You are in grave danger.
I know. That's why I came here. What are you doing here?
Trying to save you. We have enlisted the help of some others that I think will be able to
Who?
help us resolve this situation. The Giovannis.
And as you say that, Valentina like walks up next to you and says, "We've come to find the doll and to deal with Jack, and you seem to be available to help us with those. Now, what is it that you're not telling your allies?" Marguerite says, I've told them everything. I just came here because it's too loud for him to find me. And then as she says that, she like stops. Wait. It's quiet now. Where are they? What did you do?
Pulled the boar, but I fucked it all up.
Valentina says, Evelyn, your friend here is not letting on. I can take her, I can interrogate her, and I can find out what it is that she is not telling you.
You will not do such a thing to our friend.
You don't know what she is. People aren't able to come down here alone. Either something is helping her, or she's able to do this herself.
Marguerite, if there is something you are hiding, you will tell us.
I've told you as much as you need to know.
Is this really worth your life, Marguerite?
I don't have one anymore.
That could be changed, and you know it.
Your job. The thing that you promised was to get the doll back. Have you done it yet?
It's in the process.
So you brought someone down here to make it not... And then you can see her, like, double over now. And, like, fall to the ground in pain.
Marguerite? Or Valentina?
Marguerite.
Okay.
Does she look spectral, or does she look like...
She looks like you guys.
Okay. So I don't think I could use my Ghostbuster on her?
No, the ghosts have clearly been, like, featureless
Okay, yeah.
humanoids.
Yeah.
Can I sense the beast on Marguerite right now while we're here?
you
Because she's not told us what she is. She's just like, I'm a supernatural being. And you guys don't need to know anything. And fuck you. And I'm getting a little sick of your shit, lady.
Lady.
Yeah, for sure. Give me a sense the beast.
I didn't write down whether or not this was a rouse. I thought it was.
I keep forgetting to open my cheat sheet because
I also keep forgetting to open the cheat sheet.
Sense the Beast is free.
All right.
Wait,
Because
so
I
is
have it too.
Animalism and resolve. I might actually rouse the blood for this because I don't want to fuck it up. And I passed. Fuck yeah, I'm doing so well today.
Nice. And it's for Marguerite's composure and subterfuge.
Oh wait. 7, because I have 2 10s. And I was like, I don't know why I always have such a hard time when it's literally 4. It's like,
Hot
it's
damn.
2 10s. It's 2 10s. That means it's 4, because you add the 2. But I'm like, how much is that again?
So as you focus in on try to figure out what is going on with Marguerite, you latch on, but there's nothing in there. She has no soul, no essence to speak of. For you can sense her because your ability hit something, but it is like an empty shell, and there's just nothing in there. and she's collapsing on the ground now in pain, just sort of like curled up.
Well, I'm gonna try to pull her up and take her with us, cause she's clearly gonna die in here. I don't give a fuck if she says no. She's coming with us.
And as you do that, and you walk up to her, Valentina calls out and says, "Don't touch her."
Okay, I won't then.
Fair.
I like go to reach out and be like, okay.
I think he's found her.
Oh, lovely.
He's trying to drag her back into... he's trying to take her out of the Shadowlands.
So, should we just leave her here then?
Again, allow me to take her, and I can keep her safe.
Can I insight somehow to see if she is fucking with us, or will do something malicious to her?
Give me a wits and insight, I suppose?
From my scry the soul, they didn't know who Marguerite was.
No, they don't. And that's why they're like, interrogate her to find out what she is, because she clearly is something. I fucking kind of want to rouse the blood for this one, too.
Do it!
Literally only using 3 die.
Do it!
And this is really fucking
Do it.
important.
Do it.
Okay, well, I get hungrier, so.
Ooh.
We're at 3 hunger.
You hear in your mind, "Where have you brought me, Evelyn? This horrible place. Get out of
Sorry,
here."
bro. Sorry. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this as I drop all my dice. Fuck. Okay.
All successes.
I'm gonna use a willpower. Because I haven't needed to yet, so we're good. Woo, baby! Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6 successes. Thank fuck.
Ooh.
Ooh, boy. With 6 successes, you can tell that Valentina's lying. She is the one doing this.
What the fuck?
I would like to draw my sword and be like,
Stab her in the shadow realm.
I think we both know that Jack isn't here, Valentina.
Is that so? And what is it that you wish to do about it?
Well, we both know one of us could do something to end this. I don't want to have to do it.
And only one of us knows that one of your friends has been possessed. And I know that neither of you can do anything about it. So I ask again. Allow me to take this woman, and I can heal your friend.
I think not.
Fair enough.
I'll save you. It's fine.
Fucked up, guys.
Wow, look, it's the consequences of your own actions.
I was just trying to be nice. Nice person.
Fine.
You look rather tired.
Yes, it would be a shame if I couldn't take everyone with me. You
It's a
underestimate.
good thing we're tethered then, isn't it?
Did you tie yourself to Valentina?
I tied myself to Shar, I thought.
To our home, yeah.
Yeah,
home.
but
To
nobody's
our
tied to
home.
Valentina.
No.
But we're tied to the home.
I don't think that matters.
Fair enough. And she's just going to run.
She's running?
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
try
can
and
I-
premonition.
All right.
I would like
gonna
to
say-
try
Okay,
and
go ahead. Yeah, I'll
know
wait.
what happens if we abandon her, and like what happens if we abandon Valentina and try and get here on our out of here on our own. That's what I focus on.
Go for it.
Okay.
Give me a resolve and aspects.
You're gonna fucking
Actually, give me a rouse first, since you're triggering it yourself.
That's a 6, baby.
Nice.
Okay, come on, please. 6 successes.
Nice. You don't slip. You're close enough to what is basically what you use as your powers. That you standing there. You know what? With 6 successes, I'm gonna say that you know 100% under any other circumstances, if you don't go back with her, you don't go back.
Fuck. Okay.
But as you cast your premonition and as you're standing next to this beacon of profit, you begin to hear voices again. You begin to hear familiar voices of spirits that reside within the IOU.
Our friends. I'm so nice to them, guys.
And you sense that they would be willing to make a trade. That your connection and your premonition towards them would essentially exorcise IOU of all of its spirits, but would allow you to get back out of the Shadowlands without the assistance of the Giovanni.
Okay, wait. What am I giving up? I'm giving up.
All of
I'm
the-
sensing from them
Yeah,
that they don't
you're-
want to be there anymore.
No. They're offering to trade places with you. So you're stuck in the Shadowlands if Giovanni gets if she gets
So
away.
they love us so much that they're
That's
willing to stay down
sad.
here.
Well, we'll save them too, but yeah, okay.
So you either, with your premonition, you either know you immediately chase after Valentina right now and force her to drag you back out of the Shadowlands, or you can stay here with Marguerite and the spirits within the IOU will trade places with the 4 of you.
What do we want to do, fam?
I think we have to. I don't think we can go back with them because I feel like Valentina's gonna try to fuck us up anyways if we try to go back with her. She's gonna be like, no, fuck you.
Okay, so we're letting her run.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. And do you agree to this deal?
Yeah. Oh, God, scary decisions. Ah.
So, Evelyn, full stop. You see Octavia basically like focus into this premonition. You hear Valentina running away, Marguerite curled up on the ground, and for a moment, you're blinded by a bright light that engulfs this entire room. And you're, for a moment, start seeing silhouettes of the people around you. And as the light fades, you realize that you are now inside the IOU proper, outside of the Shadowlands. And Octavia, it is now quiet. The permeating spirits inside of the IOU. I had BT dubs. I had ghost sound effects underlying our IOU music. It's gone now. Turn those off.
No. Only for a few episodes because I'm gonna save them.
They might actually be safer in there because Jack is feeding on wayward souls.
That's
right
true.
now,
True.
So
That's true.
And Evelyn, there's one last thing you notice. Imogen dead on the floor.
Fuck.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
fun.
What?
Yay!
Dead.
Like dead?
Time to roll up new character, my dude.
Question mark.
It's okay. It's okay.
Perhaps we may have some help in our next episode as Imogen's family member is coming.
Yeah, who's coming next week?
Shane Easton will
Yeah.
be here.
Pew, pew, pew. That's what you
Oh,
get for
boy.
talking to ghosts. Don't talk to ghosts ever. Is the thing you learn.
Ask for help. No housekeeping. The easiest way to support these titties is to become a patron at patreon.com/tabletop tiddies. You can also check out all of our merch at tabletoptiddies.threadless.com. Make sure you're following us on social media at Tabletop Tiddies. And if you go to the Twitter and tweet using hashtag TTTiddies, we might name an NPC after you, which I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Our next stream will be Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST. Into the Revelia, our D&D show. All of this information can be found on our website, which is www.tabletoptiddies.com. And every time I'm saying titties, it's with double D's.
Hey,
Hard wink.
hard wink. I'm trying to find someone to raid.
We're on so late. It's
It's
hard.
so
I'm
late.
Uh,
Stick around and we shall be raiding somebody soon.
I'll figure it out, fam. Bye.
Thanks for sticking with us. Bye-bye.
Bye.